Hello, my dear Leo. Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Ron from Terror of the Twin Sun. Welcome, I welcome you. This is a March reading for 2020, and we'll be opening up 3 portals for your situationship. This is a way for you to find a pattern or a narrative within the 3 portals. You can choose what you will, take what you will, and remember, do so with mindfulness and purity. And yeah, let's get started. Once again, this is a situationship reading for Leo. March 2020, a love situationship reading for Leo. March 2020. Okay. So, my dear Leo, there is a strong energy here, a feeling of a sense of closure when it comes to a cycle. We have here voyage, the need to begin again, and the want to begin again, but against your own volition. There is something irrevocable about this change, and your energy is coming up, Leo, as well as the energy of Taurus. Taurus is showing really strong, as well as Cancer, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Yeah. Something has been eating you up in terms of a pattern that you share with someone. It's as if the cycle, the thread that makes this tapestry that is your situation with this person has somewhat gone too far, or perhaps has been recycled too much. And in a way, the material that creates this structure, um, it doesn't involve sides. There's no sides to this continuity. There's a sense of union in this relationship, one that involves 2 people and the way they can bring about a social change or a change that involves rising to power. And in the month of March, there's something where through your vision, you are able to create a new age for yourself. And this is a very visionary quest that you're on, and you're moving away. There's a feeling of closure with something, with someone, especially. Your energy is coming in strong. Mm. So in a way, this is like strength, but it's something out of your hands, and a portal is opened. This is the first portal, but another portal of your life is opened. And there's something about the way you walk through it that is a matter of a visionary quest. The steps you make to get here, it's very compelling, and you are essentially manifesting newness and ending an old cycle with someone, okay? This could be a literal ending, this could be a metaphorical ending, this could involve physical distance or perhaps not, but there's this aspect of moving on, and it's here because something about this relationship was incredibly fixed. You may have been dealing with a Taurus, um, and the sun here is in the reverse. There was a great deal of strife, as well as the inability to become fused in a higher sense of purpose. There was something about the enlightening aspects in the relationship that were not so good for you, and you found a secret after releasing on a journey with this person emotionally. There is a great secret that has been revealed to you about how a feeling of abandonment inside of you was triggered after someone blocked themselves out of the equation. Okay? This person suffers from a great deal of blocks and are extra critical, very, very critical with the way they have perceived this relationship, to the point where them trying to process and use their intellect to process this connection has essentially cut it off, and You were left trying to fend for yourself with your own truth and moving on to something else with drive. But there was something about the way this person pushed you out that was very aggressive and unnecessarily violent in a way. And it had to do with their warlike mentality. Even though you tried to win them over, there is a sense of rejection here, strong, and it has to do with an abandonment issue that stems from the need for you to work as a team with a noble cause with this person and to win them over with the energy of Venus and with the energy of fire, some sort of romance that is grounded and built and designed to scale in a certain way to achieve some sort of new thing, right? So your energy is very round. They're very cutty. They have a lot of sword energy and they have the Five of Swords in reverse now, which means there is a type of action that they are thinking about now, what they've done, and perhaps there is a severance between you two because of their cutting words. They've cast you out in a certain way, and there still is a secret drive for you, even though reason tells you otherwise, to manifest with this person some sort of reconciliation. But you are still on the path of voyage. You're on the path of the world and the universe, and you're moving on from this situation. Secretly, you are searching for stability within something else, and at one point you may have offered a commitment to them. However, you feel like there is no longer a need to wait for this. We have the pines tedante à la fin, which is the pining and the tendency to wait or to have an ending, or waiting and no longer waiting. So like there's like an ending here on the rod cycle. The Three of Rods in reverse is like a period of no waiting, so a period of closure essentially, and laying down a burden. They secretly still have a lot of love for you, and we have the Two of Cups energy on their side, a great deal of longing as well as soulmate energy, huge on their side, and they still feel this love. They've reawoken to it, but they see that you have already set down a burden out of the Ten of Rods. You've set the burden down, but there still is some sort of small passion for this person. And something is telling you to be very prudent about this. There is the energy of the Hanged Man in the reverse, a need for them to reach out, but once again, you have the Knight of Pentacles as well as the King of Pentacles facing away from them. So your commitments, though um, they may provide, you may have provided like a sense of commitment or a sense of a promise with them in the past, but now it's moving away, and there's a lot of stagnation in terms of what you give or how you give your energy to this person. It's like stopped because you found them to be extremely draining, not only because of their emotions and their psychological patterns that are tied to their emotions, but also because of the secrets they held secretly. Now they want to tell you, and even though your pentacles are not being offered, there still is a feeling of dissension, of moving forward in a way, but in a very forced way with Cancer's energy here, that demands love in a certain way, and there's a strong need to give back to this person after their isolation. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Because we have the Ace of Cups here moving that way. We have the world ending as a cycle ending, but a new one potentially beginning. My advice for you is that if you go on this voyage to see what else is out there, if the universe is telling you to go there, then do so. But just know that there is a feeling of unfinished business as well as a feeling of abandonment that they've caused upon you. And your heart still goes out to them even though you're not willing to commit, which is kind of difficult because without water, without earth, water would not be stabilized in a way, and there needs to be some sort of conversation before you attempt this again with them if they do. This is the period and the season of reconciliation in a way with the 12th house. A lot of secrets are coming, and this is the moon, this is Pisces as well as Gemini and Cancer. There's something that is manifesting, and it's a need to find loyalty to this old connection, if it is an old connection, and to reconcile and to find happiness. Secretly, this person is still very much affected by what has happened between you two. They still expect a type of giving or forgiving from you, and I think you're willing to give that. However, there still is a looming darkness about their behavior, and they have the five and the eight of swords here, which talks about a lot of stifling sort of shadow work that they're going through. So my advice is to yes, let a cycle end. If you want to start the cycle again with them, you can. But it would be a totally new cycle and a totally different one, not based on pentacles. It would be based on love, okay? My dear Leo. Now let's go on. I shall move into the second iteration, my dear Leo. And I'll be using the 1975 deck, the Royal Fez Moroccan Tarot deck. After I clear up the energy here real quick. Feng Shui it. Okay. Alright, this is the second portal, second iteration will now be opening up for my dear Leo for March 2020. Okay, this deck is ready. Okay. This is Leah's situationship reading. Portal number 2 is now open. The underscoring energy is the ability to go through the dark aspects of past actions and to realize motivations behind these. Someone had to do a very terrible thing at one point. It could have been you, could have been them. But the action of the Five of Swords is here. A clear severance occurred, and it was apparently very, very troubling. It could have involved a third-party situation, but it doesn't necessarily have to be so. Essentially, this is cutting out and using the Two of Swords energy in such a way that it became really conflictual with the actual flow of the situation. There is the energy of the Wheel of Fortune as well, and your energy shines through here. The fixed energy of the universe is here. And with this situation, the person who did the cutting is now realizing that the timing wasn't right. And because of this, there is a desire welling up to heal up on a situation that once felt binding but was released. And after this release, there is some sort of truth that is wanting to be found out, but you've drawn clear boundaries and are willing to hold your own propriety. You don't want this thing to grow out of control, and this person still wants to offer an apology to you who have gone through changes and perhaps are dealing with another soulmate. Very intense, because you have an option now, an option that involves you to write upon tabula rasa, the blank slate, anything you so desire. And this other person is very stable, but their stability is also promised to another connection. Wow, very wild. So let's go ahead and start pulling. Okay. Okay, so that manipulative energy that showed up earlier eventually caused this person to move out, or perhaps you were also mirroring them. You had to move out and find control again. Once again, the Five of Swords indicates some sort of dark maneuvering, some sort of cutting words that eventually triggered someone to leave, and everyone left if there was multiple parties. Everyone. So a feeling of being left out, fives are usually the feeling of being left out, or some sort of manipulation, some sort of tension. Also, five is the Hierophant, which is indicative of commitments and whatnot. There's something about this where there was a great commitment to a type of emotional romance that was left aside in order to find something new. However, in the reverse, the Eight of Cups indicates that that there is a return, especially with the moon energy, with Pisces, the new moon. There is some sort of new memory or revisiting of an old memory, an old flame that was left. And this return is because there's unfinished business with the Seven of Pentacles here, as well as the need to offer up a romance, but they're feeling like they can't because they've already left the equation. Underscoring all of this is the need to recognize that this is a very strong connection. It is a soul connection that is based on the Two of Cups energy, and your energy comes here strong, Leo. It's very William Blake. And also there is something quite reverse about the actual soul contract. Very difficult to discern and to come up with clarity what it actually is trying to say. Perhaps this is a karmic lesson for you. But the Knight and and the Sword, and the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups is in reverse. Therefore, sort of this, it's either you or this person are waiting for this to happen, some sort of communication or some sort of romance, but it's not happening. Great stagnation because you're still trying to find out, both of you are still trying to find out the actual, what's being said, what's actually being taught didactically through the soul connection you have, okay? So there's still some stagnation, but there's like these 8 cups that are sitting with this person's energy, and it's welling up incredibly, okay? Now you are showing up as the Queen of Swords. Now, Leo, the Queen of Swords has heavy ties in Libra, and Libra is all about balance and fairness and the ability to find transformation through the willingness to open up and to find communication with someone else. It could be that there is some sort of communication that you are calling through a portal that is reversed. Therefore, the portal is still open. And there is this feeling that there still is some sort of fixed energy that ties both of you together, that grounds the situation, and you may be willing to hear this person out. When you do, there will be a massive and chain reaction that has to do with this Six of Cups in reverse. Now, Six of Cups in reverse, to me, as a reader, yes, it talks about memory, it talks about past lives, it talks about some incredible stuff, even childhood and past lives. But because it's in reverse, it talks about a great suppressed memory that will be triggered through your interaction with this person. After they had to leave, and now that they're returning, there is something about what they bring, which is like a dormant memory or a dormant situation that they feel personally in your connection that happened or occurred in a past life or before that. They bring that to the table, and it's this whole like crazy poetry. So as the Queen of Swords, I mean, you're willing to fight them in terms, or block them in terms of what what they're allowed to say, but what they say will actually be so incredibly crazy and so in deep with emotion. These emotions of love are very strong with this person. What they're about to tell you, if you let them in, if you hear them out, and by all means you should, because the Queen of Swords is very fair, and she is, though she's been hurt, she is willing to parlay in order to find through this portal a sense of memory and to figure out why things happened and to learn the lesson. So this is the season of reconciliation, so I recommend you find a way to reconcile with this energy. No matter how manipulative this person may have been in the past, it seems that they're changing their ways, okay? Oh, goodness. All right, that portal is closed. I'm going to clear up the energy, and we'll switch decks for your third iteration. And I'll close up with some oracle advice as well. Right. So I'm going to switch decks to the 1890 deck from BP Gromall, France. This is a very old deck, 130 years old, so yeah, please enjoy. Ooh. Relax, clear your mind if you can. This is a whole new narrative. Portal number 3 is now open, iteration number 3 is now open, and I shall cut the deck and get started. Okay. There is a new start coming, a new start for you. It's very obviously new, and it has to do with promises and commitments of a greater sense and a greater design. This is a huge gift for you because it will raise you into your power. It will empower you in a certain way, my dear Leo, by transcending fears. There's a fear here that stems from the past, and it has to do with a great deal of darkness and pain from a past lover. The Six of Cups shows up again on the upright. This past lover also was very fearful at one point, but now they're willing to talk to you again. And there is the energy of coerciveness here. You have to be careful because the Seven of Swords came up in the upright. This person, after they go through a cycle of fear and anxiety, they lose it, and they're still motivated by getting away from anxiety, but with them, they bring the sword. Now, there are a lot of emotions that are tied to this person, but somehow they want to offer you some sort of new beginning. Okay? An alternate way of reading this is that you are already pursuing a new beginning, but this person is still trying to come back into your field, this past person, with a great deal of trouble, communication that is based on anxiety as well as manipulation. Be careful. There also is the Seven of Cups here. They may move from the Six to the Seven and be very much tied to a narrative or a dream, a sequence of emotional, like sort of narrations or an emotional story arc that involves the path of the cups. So from 6 to 7, that means they may be very hazy, embracing Pisces energy and getting very Neptunian. There's a dreamlike quality to this offer. But they're doing so, they may be conjuring up mental constructs or mental ways of saying things to bring about this dream into your psyche. Okay, be careful because this will be a huge cycle for you. And if you decide to accept them, after them going through a type of hermetitude and then offering romance to you, there may be a chance to find complete reconciliation and happiness with them. In a way, they've been manifesting this for a while, and so have you, in a way, in a dark way. You haven't really sort of thought about it, but the more this person slips up in your mind, flips up, then there is a possibility that you know deep down that this person still wants to manifest some sort of lovely situation with you, a lovely one, considering the sun's energy is here. Also, there still is a strong desire on your end for them to actually bring this pentacle to you. And you are seen as someone who can manifest and brings a great deal of lust and power into any situation you so choose. That is your energy, the energy of fire and manifestation. The only way you'd accept this person is through obstacles that you will place in their way. One, that demands a sense of transformation, as well as it demands a sense of liberty through death and through regeneration. You will take them down a few notches and challenge them in the greatest way possible. That will involve your energies and theirs, which are mostly of air, as well as I see a lot of Gemini, some Virgo, air. The Magician should be here. It is. And yeah, there is Virgo, Gemini, strong on this end, as well as Scorpio. Lots of water, all the air signs. On your side, we have Leo, we have all the earth signs, and we have Gemini and Leo, as well as water. You can have water. I have a bit of water in your sign as well, in your astrological composition. The advice is to not allow, to keep the balance within, to not enable this person. If you're going to talk to this person and let them back in, make sure that their truth is truth and not something corrupted. They may have a tendency to lie to find balance, but you do want balance with this person, and their sort of meddling ways will be met with the Seven of Rods energy, a very, very strong firewall against them, to the point where they'd have to scale a block that exists between you two. Okay? My dear Leo, thank you. Let's move on to the oracle advice, and we'll just close off there. So yeah, those are the 3 portals. Choose what you will from each of them to create a narrative or story arc. They could all be yours. One of them can be yours, whatever, what have you. So yeah, I'll be working from the Russian Fairy Oracle by Ivan Bilibin for a bit of advice for you, for my Leo. Okay, that clearly wanted to come out. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, when it comes to your higher sense of consciousness, we have the sun's energy here. Something is going to be radiating out very soon, very purely and very full of radiance, okay? Clarity is coming to you in the month of March, and there's the possibility that you might scale in a way, something that you've been waiting for some time. You've been looking into astrology and the cosmos and signs from the universe to figure out how to find empowerment. And after going on the journey of the ship as well as the Six of Swords, there is some sort of peace you find each time you open up to the world outside that you found within. There is a stark contrast. There's peace inside, and outside there is war. And there's something about this that is troubling but very indicative of the essence of death. Some sort of transformation is being pointed. And there's a very deep secret that you learned after going way deep within about a soulmate relationship that had the energy of deception as well as the moon, some sort of secret that once you found the answer to the secret, it was a great challenge, but there was a gift that was given to you about how to eventually find the vision that you were searching for that is almost like fatalistic or that rises above. It's a very spiritual vision, and you see that within there is peace, without there is war. So that is what the oracle is telling me. All right, my dear Leo, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I am open for readings. If you would like one, please contact me on my About section. The email is there. And yeah, if not, then I will see you for the Great Mirror reading in the mid month of March 2020. Okay, bye bye.